lesson of astrology. Today we are going to speak Astromaster U K Jha on the latest trend in world of astrology, nadi astrology. Astromaster, lots of talks and informations are flooded on social media on the pious and advanced part of astrology, well known as nadi astrology. Due to its finer and deeper predictive capabilities, people are readily getting pulled towards it in masses to learn nadi system of astrology. It looks to be new and hence quite appealing and attractive also. Although as we know that there are great commentaries in this current and existing era by learned scholars like Shri Jagannath Basheen, Shri Santhanam, Shri C.S. Patel Sahab, Shri R.G. Rao Sahab and Shri Satyanan Naik Ji. Astromaster, here we would like to know the micro view of nadi astrology, which is going to be helpful to the curious student of astrology, those who want to travel through path of nadi astrology in future. Astromaster.
Let me tell you that nadi astrology is in fact a very advanced study of Jyotish Shastra. It is not for those who have not mastered the preliminary or the rudimentary principles of Vedic astrology in full. Only those students who have fully imbibed the fundamental knowledge and pristine principles of astrology, I mean the basics of the astrology, can in actuality understand the deeper imports of nadi astrology. I repeat, it is an advanced subject for a study of Vedic astrology. Only those who have thoroughly studied and comprehended the basics of Vedic astrology would be able to appreciate the melody of the nadi astrology, which is not easy in fact. It is certainly not new at all. Those who have started putting it in social media as something new are only, in my opinion, trying to create curiosity and hype. There is, in actual sense, nothing new in it. It is an old science, and anyone who is putting new things therein are in reality, I would like to say, distorting its superb principles and grand structure. They produce it as something new and supernal because they want to make it more easily sellable in the current market on social media. See, the students of high school level read heat and light etc. as a chapter in their book of science. Different topics are covered therein with preliminary informations. When the same student reaches his master's course in physics, say, he finds separate bulky books on each of those topics that they read at high school level. Say, for example, in case of light, he finds separate book on, say, topics like reflection, refraction, dispersion, etc. But in high school, he studied them merely as a topic with very preliminary informations. Now, if someone starts teaching those things of master's level at the high school level, it shows only two things. Firstly, the man concerned has no knowledge of the subject covered at high school level. Secondly, I would say, the person who is doing this himself has not understood those things and is only playing to become smart among the students of high school level and is calling it as new physics of light. However, the physics is same and the subject of light is same, only the difference in level is there. So, nadi astrology is an advanced study of the basic astrology that we normally study and find in the books. Unfortunately, astrology, the science of seers with suprasensual perceptions, is being today, I will say, strangulated by these charlatans and novices. They call it new because they have no idea about the depth and breadth of the subject covered herein. They themselves don't know the subject, but are smartly marketing those things in public under various pretensions. It is not even the old famous brand in new bottle. In fact, they are using the bottle of some old famous brand filled with new spurious product and are trying to sell it out. I would like to be specific to say that the brand nadi is being marketed with new, spurious, unintelligent, ridiculous and unwantedly pregnant thoughts that can ultimately bring only defamation and disrepute to the glories of nadi astrology and the names of the seers. Look, there are two types of nadi system or nadi astrology in Vedic system. One is based on degree of lagna and other planets, whereas another one is based upon, say, karkatva or signification of planets and signs or horses, etc. See, the books like Chandrakala Nadi, that is Dev Kerlam, Dhruv Nadi, Ams Nadi, Buddha Nadi, Guru Nadi, Sani Nadi, Sukra Nadi, etc. are founded upon the degree of planets and lagna, etc. Beautiful application of the basic principles of astrology with, I would say, advanced techniques of application can be seen therein. One can find that the so-called Parasri and Gemini astrology, which are unnecessarily bifurcated at the lower level, get nicely merged at the level of Nadi astrology, and all in fact become truly oceanic in shape and formation. In Dev Kerlam, superb rules appertain to some particular Nadi arms in some particular lagna have been given there. There are specific rules on the wider ramifications of, I would say that these specific rules can be worked for its wider ramifications in different ways. A nice research work can be carried out from there. Excellent rules of Gochar, etc. can be gleaned from there. One can also find that the Deh and Jeev of a planet or a house, etc., are nicely worked. Very good principles for working out these things have been given in Nadi astrology. These are meant certainly for advanced studies. In Nadi astrology, also the placement of planet in the Purvardh or Uttrardh of a particular amsa also becomes very important. But the main problem today is that only few savants know as to how to fix the Nadi amsa of, say, any planet deposited in any house of the horoscope. Majority of astrologers are not aware of such things. This is the reason that only few scholars dare talk on those things and topics. The other type of Nadi system is based mainly upon the significations of the planets and signs. The main texts related to this system of Nadi are Bhrigu Nadi, Nandi Nadi, Kashyap Nadi, Aditya Nadi, etc., etc. Even Sitams Nadi and Chandams Nadi are based upon these principles only. However, unfortunately, most of these texts are not available today. In the books of basic astrology, as are found today in the market, the significations of planets and houses are dealt, but the signification of the signs are not given therein. However, few small hints to this effect can be traced here and there in a scattered form in different texts. Unless and until one does not sit at the lotus feet of a learned perceptor, one can never learn these things independently. And irony is that these masters don't share these informations easily with everybody. They have their own stringent criteria of eligibility. Without the grace of such masters, none can, in fact, learn those things independently. Here I would like to mention that late Sri R.G. Rao has done a commendable job in this direction, and today his able student K. Satyanarayan Nayak is currently engaged in deeper study of such things for continuing that legacy. This system of nadi is also very vast and profound. This technique was applied on those nativities or on those natives who knew their date and year of birth, but not the time exactly. In other words, these techniques can work even on those charts where the lagna is not known. Here position of moon becomes pivotal to proceed with. In this technique, the movement of planets, that is significators, movement of lagna at a particular rate, the direction, that is disha of the planets in the nativity, and many other methods are used to find the personality of the native, their relatives, professions, and few milestone events in the currency of life. It is no doubt a beautiful method, but is also very deep, and to imbibe and comprehend them fully is quite difficult. Here the position of planet with respect to each other becomes very important. Very subtle rules of conjunctions and separation are applied herein for knowing the effects. That is why I said it is very vast and very profound. Saptarishi Nadi is a vast book running into huge, say 6 or 7 or even more volumes. However, this Nadi is not counted among the standard Nadi texts, because one may clearly note or one may find therein the amalgamation of the above said two Nadi methods of divination in a very peculiar fashion. In the adumbration of the charts dealt therein. Secondly, the few charts given therein are of very recent origin, say hardly 1 or 1.5 century old. This puts a question mark on the antiquity of this Nadi, and that is the reason that Saptarishi Nadi is not counted among the standard Nadi texts. It is presumed by the scholars that some savant of not very, say, old or very far-fading past made an aborted attempt to make a cocktail of the two independent Nadi systems of divinations. As has been said earlier in this book, and as a result of that, this book has lost both its acceptability, its credibility, and I would say its authenticity. Now many of the modern astrologers, after having gone through the delineations of that text I mean Saptarishi Nadi, are trying to understand them with their own wit and wisdom. In fact, they have not learnt the grammar and the language of Nadi astrology, I mean this type of narrology, from any master, and are simply trying to understand the principles with their own intelligence. Naturally, their methodology is fraught with many mistakes and incongruities. As a matter of fact, they are trying to rewrite. If you will carefully go through the way they are delineating the chart or trying to advance their argument, so it appears that they are trying to rewrite the principles which has nothing to do with the principles given by the sages. But they are marketing it, and people are buying it also. It is something like a blind man leading the squad of blinds. What I actually mean to say, that it is more important to know and understand the pristine principles rather than making predictions or doing anything else. If that is not done, this pious science of seers in the process is being abused. But who cares for such things? And these acts often impels the foreign students and scholars to say that anything, howsoever absurd that may be, is being said and taught to the new innocent students by the Vedic astrologers. This is indeed a matter of great concern. The astrological fraternity in India must take a note of such damages done by these zealots with ill-structured knowledge, I will say. But as the new intelligent breeds of young students have started taking keen interest in this science, one may hope that some positive things would take turn in the days to come under some, say, great cosmic ideation. I would like to share here that when I pointed out some gargantuan mathematical error in the inception of one popularly saleable system, today people became wary instead of realizing the fact that their system is founded upon some great mathematical blunder and is therefore flawed, since at very outset they took to other course. I merely pointed out the mathematical anomaly in the system, but they took it as a criticism, which was certainly not my intention. Such precarious condition is today prevalent in the field of astrology. So what can be said? Few nadi exponents, modern exponents, I am told, have started asserting that through the techniques developed by them, they have come to the conclusion that the dasha system from Vedic astrology can be totally obviated. Now, dasha system in Vedic astrology is a vast and very meaningful device for timing the events. Without going through it with a cool and a comprehensive mind, and without appreciating its beauty, they are trying to have it dropped from the system. And that is for what reason? Just think, it is merely to make themselves individually important. That is, to have extra importance attached to themselves so that they can sell their half-baked knowledge or ill-structured knowledge today easily in the market on social media. Yes, see, even through Gochar and Varga, few events can be timed, but it does not imply that dasha system has become obsolete or its importance has become, say, meaningless, or this entire technique is redundant today in Vedic astrology. But these people are doing such things. In their over-enthusiasm for pretending to be a great exponent of nadi astrology, they are only trying to impress upon new lot such ridiculous things. Unless the astrologers do not reset their moral clock on the scale of fundamental honesty, they would not develop a regard for those brilliant Vedic bards who were responsible for developing this science of divinations. But nobody can stop these people, and this trend would continue to roll like that only. Before summing up, I would only say that nadi system is a very advanced side of Vedic astrology, and one must learn it sincerely from some true scholar. those who are today undermining it for commercial purposes, just for the purpose of marketing themselves and this product, today would certainly be rejected scornfully by the posterity tomorrow. That's all.